everybody, this is Malcolm Gilvar, Vice President of Sales with the Trade Group, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Trade Show Quick Tips. Today we're going to talk about KPIs, or Key Performance Indicators. In past Quick Tip installments, we've talked about the importance of setting goals and objectives for your trade shows, and what KPIs are the measurable values of those goals that companies use to see if they're achieving their key objectives. We're going to discuss several KPIs today. Some that you might consider implementing for your events and others that will bring value to your overall program. So let's dive in. In most cases, the specific KPIs you implement will be predicted on your goals and objectives that you've already set for the show. For example, if your goal is to build customer relationships and other companies is to get leads, the KPIs are going to be completely different. I'm going to give you a few ideas of KPIs we typically see customers use, and hopefully some of these will resonate with you. So let's get started. I'll give you a couple. The first one that comes to everyone's mind most would be leads. Everyone wants leads, but very few companies approach the measurement of leads with anything more than kind of a gut feel. If I could have $1 for every time I hear our booth was packed at the show, I'd be retired by now. Was that packed booth filled with your target audience is very a better question. Only by setting KPIs that force the sales teams to qualify and rank leads will you know how many true leads you've received. Of course, knowing how many leads, real leads I should say, that you received is the first step in knowing your closing ratios and whether individual shows are even profitable. Another overlooked KPI is staff performance. It's really relatively easy to measure the performance of your staff by measuring things like the number of engagements by rep or the number of qualified leads. And basically what you're doing there is you're measuring whether the reps are qualifying those leads in the first place by seeing if they have been indeed qualified. How much literature they send out would be another one. You can also measure sales and meetings that were derived directly from the show, as well as post-show meetings that were set. Make sure your team understands that you'll be evaluating these KPIs every day after the show. And believe me, if they're held accountable, your improvement at the show will be incredible because they know that you're going to be looking at them every single day. And it's great if you do this in a group setting as well. Social media is another one. Social media is now being leveraged by people at shows on a regular basis. And using KPIs is relatively easy to do. Post-event, you can look at the number of new followers. You can look at shares, downloads, and likes from all your different social media. And then you can leverage this information in the future in nurture marketing campaigns, etc. So really something that you consider doing. Customer meetings is another KPI that you don't see often done. Again, this is going to depend on your goals and objectives. Many companies look to have meetings at the show with either their customers, prospects, or both. But tracking the number of these meetings with both can provide valuable data as to how your staff and or the exhibit accommodates booth exhibitors. Customer engagements as well. This KPI is really important for some companies because for some companies, spending face-to-face time with their customers is more important than getting new prospects. There are several KPIs you can make surrounding these engagements, like measuring new product shows, customer interest that's based on, and post-show appointments booked, just to name a few. Finally, the big KPI we all know and love is return on investment. Arriving on an accurate ROI can be a tedious process, and how to get there would constitute another quick tip in and of itself. But suffice to say, this is probably the most important KPI and one that your entire team should be highly focused on. As you and your team are setting goals and objectives, make sure you are developing specific KPIs that you can measure against. This will allow you to make marketing decisions based on fact instead of gut instinct. Thanks for watching.